Mitchell White first to the football on what looks to be a scrappy SUMIGH ground. They've had a lot of rain and top dressed with what looks to be beach sand, so it's not a pretty sight. As Mainwaring marks on the defensive side of centre wing, and I welcome to the commentary position Dennis Cometti. Welcome, Den.
Thanks, Sandy. Towards the wing, Hines. Played so well during the week for South Australia. Goes across the ground. Clever mark on the outer side. Matera runs inside the 50. Could be a goal. Settles from 40 metres out. It's home. The first of the afternoon.
And really, just looking at that, the Sydney Swans have come here and they really haven't slipped it into overdrive. Very lacklustre game. I know it's only early minutes yet, but they just seem to do it so well. Look, Hines breaks away, no pressure. The way Kelly stood on the mark earlier and behind. Matera, just too quick for Angrove.
So Peter Matera gets the Eagles going, an infringement out of the centre, and the advantage going with Sydney, taken by acting captain Barry Mitchell, because Dennis Carroll did not take his place in the lineup today. That's more bad news for Sydney.
Oh, he ducked
Trooper.
Now he's ducked his head. Now that
and is hurt.
Oh, let's hope he is all right. Oh no,
Oh dear.
no.
Well, that's tragedy for Sydney and for Strooper. The ball will come back to Barry Mitchell. He's going to have to wait. But that's one of the things you certainly did not like to see in the game.
Oh dear.
No.
Oh,
jeez.
it's not meant to bend that way, is it?
Well, I mean,
Well, he's
up, but boy, Dennis, you know, you should be taught in football at least how to protect yourself. You do not do what Strooper did on that occasion. Then you turn your back into the opponent, coming the opposite way.
Well, the good news is he's up and back in the action. This is Mainwaring going dangerously to the outer side. There's going to be a free kick down the ground after Chris Mainwaring was flattened.
He's not too good. In actual fact, he's going to come off the ground, Sandy.
Let's hope that he is going to be okay. Scott Waters on the outer side.
Towards the wing, Hines again missed it. Dunkley does well. This is Doolan, forward of the wing, down towards the pocket. Nettlebeck's the target down there. Over the top, McINTOSH, a very good grab.
No.
It's going the other way, is it? Nettlebeck paid the mark. Well, that surprises me. Have a look again. Well, he's paid the man in front. Nettlebeck finishes up with the footy. So he did well, Craig Nettlebeck, going back with the flight of the ball. The advantage of being in front. Very tight angle. Left full forward pocket. He'll kick from just inside the 50. It's a grey day in Perth. Nettlebeck's kick. Out of bounds on the full and the left full forward pocket.
Disgraceful kick from a league footballer to hook it viciously like that.
Waterman in short. McINTOSH this time takes the mark.
Tucked in the back pocket, Ashley McINTOSH. One of the exciting brigade of youngsters in the West. It was a good mark taken by JAKOVICH. The Eagles players loose. Chris Lewis on the outer wing. Just stabs up towards Kemp. Drops what he should have taken, but time to recover. Back to Lewis again. Turley making space near the 50-metre line. A diving attempt to mark. Second grab was over the line, so we'll see a throw-in on the Eagles' right half-forward flank. Overcast conditions, as Dennis said, a temperature of around 17 or 18 degrees here today, as Mooney goes back towards centre wing. Matera leading in the race for the ball, needs assistance now. Lawson picks it up, tries to go to Higgins. Back towards Ango. The whistle had sounded. It'll be a free kick to that player, just on the defensive side of centre wing. The Eagles getting the first goal in the opening 30 seconds of the game. A good kick down towards a congested half-forward. Oh, Minton Connell was thrown all over the pack. And he will take it outside 50. He's been their one shining light in recent weeks, Don.
Yes, and now he goes goalward, and it looks all right, Sandy.
Straight through the middle for his and Sydney's first. 28th goal of the season to Simon Minton Connell, and scores level here at SUMIGH.
Well, he has given them a bit of life up forward. Connell. There he is. Free kick. He's got an incredible leap. Talented footballer. Anybody who can hold down that full forward position week after week has got talent.
It's a goal apiece then. My mind goes back to a practice match on this ground between these two sides in early March. The Eagles kicked the first 17 goals in that game. Obviously it won't happen this afternoon. Mitchell White, a high kick. Turley was interfered with. No free kick. Hines busy early. This is Hart. Kicks for space. On the lead, Evans controlled it very well just outside the 50. Matera, can he get his second? I think he will. 35 metres out. Shooting fish in a barrel.
He does that so easily, doesn't he, Matera? Looked terrific as he was on the run there. Took the ball, found space, and it just opened up for him. Evans attacking the ball well, getting away from McGovern. Oh, does that so well, doesn't he? Look, steadies, drags the left foot. Second goal.
So the quick reply by Peter Matera as Tunbridge readies himself for battle against Harding. Won by the latter. Lewis loses it at the second attempt. Jamie Lawson, a ferocious tackle. Here's a chance now for Sydney as a long kick comes in from Ango down towards the pocket region. Nettlebeck there could be first to recover. Needs help. Is ridden into the ground and will be free kicked in the pocket.
He's either going to get it around the neck or in the back. Good shape, isn't he, Nettlebeck? Big shoulders, tapers down to the hips. Great athletic career as a junior. Decathlon, I think he's junior decathlon champion, New South Wales. Sandy.
Craig Nettlebeck looking to make it goal for goal here in Subiaco. As you can see, tucked on the boundary line, tight angle, just inside 50. Good attempt, but pulling it away to the left for one behind. Pretty good crowd in attendance here at Subi this afternoon for this game, considering the relative positions of these two sides on the ladder.
White. Members side with a kick. JAKOVICH in front, fisted away by Rose. Turley's got the run of it. Harding. Now Brunton on his own half-forward line. Squares the ball. Rose in space. Was marked about 70 metres from goal. West Australian. Normally a pretty good kick. It's a high kick. They'll contest about 15 metres out. Oh, claiming it Nettlebeck. Not paid. He's claimed. Hurried kick from Mitchell. There's a goal. Great effort by Barry Mitchell. And the Swans lead.
Well, Mitchell had a bit of a mistake at centre half forward earlier. Then again, made amends here. The high ball. Quickly, Nettlebeck gets it out to Mitchell, standing flat-footed. His first goal. Not a real goal-kicking rover is Barry Mitchell, but he does pick up a lot of possessions.
So a point the margin, favouring Sydney. Out of the middle, Kelly looking to set Sydney in motion again down towards Lewis and Lawson on that half-forward line. Pushed towards the boundary line, however, by Waterman. And eventually hassled over. JAKOVICH getting front spot. Can't get it away cleanly, however. Doolan ripped off the ball as he's kicked down towards the 50-metre line. And again, it's taken over the line. And again, it's Waterman. JAKOVICH and Rose go at it once more. Back was Brunton. Pushed forward by Doolan. Sydney just hassling away. There's a good kick for goal by Holmes. Looks as though it's through. It is. And Sydney goes 7 points clear.
Well, Darren Holmes came onto the bench, onto the ground. He started on the bench. In actual fact, that's his first goal this season. Darren Holmes played mainly as a defender, a real goer. There he is, quickly getting his kick, the boy from Lavington, replacing David Strupper, who hurt his neck. He probably won't come back onto the ground. Concussion, this trooper.
So the Swans have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. Back in the middle, Mainwaring. Kelly got him. And the ball up alongside the centre circle. Just over 17 minutes remaining till quarter time. And the Swans lead 19-12. Very sandy, as you can see. One down by Tunbridge. This is Lawson. Bad luck for him. He slipped over. Waters tangled with Waterman. Run down from behind. Still Rose just battling after the ball. Lewis sits on top of Mainwaring. We've got a whistle.
It was an interesting decision there. The umpire, well, he allowed it to go on, but I probably would have paid a free kick because I thought it was a good tackle because Waters dropped the ball.
Bounce at centre half forward for the Swans, who lead. Tunbridge up very high, but interfered with Harding. Tunbridge best on ground back in round 2.
Harding from halfback. Drifting it up towards centre wing. It's been really all Sydney in the last couple of minutes. Lewis has a chance to send the Eagles down towards SUMIGH territory. Bays drops a handball up to Thrip, who's then got a right the bump, and he heads for the boundary line.
Could have been in the back then against Lewis on Thrip.
Just over 16 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Again, it's Tunbridge and Harding. Tunbridge trying to go over the back. Lewis pushing it down towards the half-forward line once again. Now pressure on the Sydney defence. A trip, says the umpire, and the free kick will go the way of Dunkley. Gets it off quickly to Mooney. Long kick out wide towards centre wing, but Matera's got pace, as we've already seen in this game. He can't keep it in on this occasion, and another throw-in. 3-1 Sydney. 2 of those goals kicked by that man, Peter Matera. The 2 goals, I should say, for the West Coast Eagles kicked by Peter Matera, as Mitchell flicks it round his body, but again going nowhere fast and out of bounds on the outer side. Yes, Sydney's goals: Minton Connell, Barry Mitchell and Darren Holmes. Again, Tunbridge and Harding. Mitchell down there at the bottom as well. Wilson applies an extraordinary looking tackle. In fact, it was a Sydney free kick, the advantage paid. Lawson's kick over the centre it goes. Chasing is Rose. He won't be first to it, however. That was Holmes, just a short kick towards Rose. Lewis in over the top once again. JAKOVICH surging towards the boundary line, is quite content with Leon Higgins to see it roll over. On the right half forward flank for Sydney. They lead by 7 points.
Just under 15 minutes till quarter time. One down by JAKOVICH. Out of mid-air rather cleverly by Waters towards the boundary. This is Turley. Surrounded. Did well. Fripp should have marked it. Hines. And now Dunkley with a run of it. Does nicely. Dragged down by Hines from behind. Doolan. Almost the spill. Still Hines goes after it. We've got a whistle and the umpire will ball it up. Well played by David Hines. Really battling in there. Bounce on the wing. Sydney 3-1. The Eagles 2 goals. Harding sandwiched out of midair by Doolan. Mainwaring over the ball. Turley's got it. Harding will get a free kick. He was taken around the leg. Paul Harding. The defensive side of left centre wing. Goes in short. Kemp on the lead. Takes it on the half volley. Kemp. Not a particularly good kick intended for Hines. Dunkley's got it. Dragged off the kick. Like a pinball machine. Here's Mitchell. High kick towards half forward. JAKOVICH up with the fist. Missed it. Lawson behind. Bit nimble for Waters. Lawson. Little chip pass. And the mark will be taken by Holmes. Just inside the 50. Will take a good kick from here. He kicked a very clever goal earlier. Most of the season spent in defence. Starting on the bench today, as Don said. Minton Connell is down there. Holmes goes for distance. They'll contest right on the goal line. Minton Connell will leap through his hands. Behind.
Get up high, Dennis Minton Connell, for a mark. Taking some spectacular marks in his career.
So the Eagles at the moment unable to get into top gear. MCINTOSH will bring it back into play. Waits for something to happen, then decides to head for Harding, straight down the middle. JAKOVICH is also there, coming in from the side. Rose gets the quick hand pass out. Lewis trying to get through some heavy traffic, does well. Wider to Kelly, just outside 50. Will he have a go for home or head for Mitten Connell? Mitten Connell's at the back. He's got it. But it's a push.
Well, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. They would have done that in the old days. For a couple of years now, the players have got away with man handling, especially on the forward line, but the umpire's starting to crack down on it. It's good to see.
MCINTOSH heads to the outer side. Lewis caught again. This time he loses it to Wilson, who'll have to be quick. He is. Tumbles a kick down towards Dwayne Lamb. He in turn, well tackled by Tunbridge. Ball spills free. And eventually is kicked over the boundary line by Doolan. On the full, however. So there may be some respite for the Eagles' defence, who've been surprised by Sydney, who lead 3-2 to the Eagles' 2 straight goals. Bottled up on centre wing. It's eventually Wilson who gets it out to Lamb, who gets a hurried kick down towards Kemp. With him is Mooney. Kemp onto Lewis. If he can get back and pick it up, he can't. And eventually it's Craig Turley takes it over the line. I mentioned pretty good crowd in attendance today. The Eagles will be desperately keen to stay with the 3 leaders on the ladder. A loss today would be very, very hurtful. Hines picks it up. Now an opportunity for Wilson. Shrugs one tackle from 52 metres. Set sail in towards goal, but he's off target. In towards Evans. Can't keep it in play, and a throw-in to take place. In the Eagles' attacking zone, they've taken it down to the right forward pocket.
Sydney by 8 points. Boundary throw-in. Mooney eventually gets it away. Higgins, Doolan in the grasp, got the kick further afield. He gained about 20 metres. Mainwaring has been busy. Does nicely yet again. Waterman. The chip pass out wide now. Here's a chance. Clappe settles. He's 40 metres out. Brilliantly done by Dunkley coming at him. Clappe held onto it too long. Dunkley feeds off the hand pass. This is Mitchell at right half back. 3-2 plays 2 goals. Mitchell goes in short. Rose on his knees. Takes the mark. Contradiction in terms. Rose down towards half forward. Nettlebeck in front, fisted away by White. Nettlebeck keeps it alive, or does he? No, it's out of bounds. We'll have a throw in right half forward.
Just on 10 minutes remaining. Rose again. Centering a thump. Clappe goes back to pick it up. Goes wide to the outer wing. Should be an Eagles free kick. Most definitely.
Lucky not to give away 50, or is he giving away 50? He is giving away 50. Angro. An act of frustration after giving away the free kick. He should have got off Matera a little quicker.
See it once again. Matera eyes only for the ball. Now he's got his 50. He's kicked their only 2 goals. Harding up with the one hand. Couldn't take it. Waters ran into a wall. And eventually we find ourselves with a bounce.
Now the West Coast are tagging the Rovers off the ball as well. Mitchell's gone into the forward pocket. Lawson's gone up onto the ball, so consequently Waters has gone with him. Waterman is Mitchell's man too.
Kelly out of the immediate danger zone towards Lewis, but playing from behind. In fact, Dale Lewis is going to get the free kick on centre wing. Do they look as sharp to you, Don, the Eagles? In this
well, I just think the game's a little dead, Sandy. The way it started off, there was really no intensity whatsoever. I think he's just got to lift it a pace or 2.
Mainwaring leads in the race. Chasing is Barry Mitchell. Sydney without Carroll today. Mainwaring does well. Up towards the 50-metre line. Evans quick to apply the tackle. Hines there as well. The ball drifts over the line and we've got another throw-in. This time on the Eagles' left half forward flank. Still an 8-point margin. Hines in front of Tunbridge, but it's the latter who wins it. The Doolan gets a hurried kick. Oh, Harding dropped what he should have taken, but he's going to get a second chance. Waterman to Mainwaring. Under a bit of pressure from Kelly, but he gets his kick to half forward. Matera, here's danger. Here is real danger from 52 metres. Again, he hits for home, off target this time, and one behind. So Peter Matera is 2-1. Sydney a 3-2.
It's good to see Matera returning to form. Exciting player when he gets the ball.
Straight down the middle from Bayes. In from the side, Matera, good effort to mark. Lawson with dash. Tunbridge. Kelly does well. Reckless by Angove.
Kelly.
The umpire blows it up.
Improved player. The boy from Wagga Tigers.
So a bounce inside the centre square. Harding intended for Lewis, who didn't have the ball. Doesn't get a free kick. 3-2 to 2-1. Peter Matera, a goal-kicking wingman, no question about that. He's moved to second now behind Peter SUMIGH on the season. And from memory has 17, just ahead of Evan Hines, who's got 16. Here's Angove on the wing. Matera in his back that time, and the umpire saw it. So Angove will get the free. Mooney's running on down the ground with the ball, but it will come back.
Damien Angove just on the defensive side of centre wing. Fisted away from Rose. Waiting down in front is Lamb off to Kemp. Well, they can look positive at times, but at the moment the Eagles having trouble getting the score on the board. Lewis on the outer side. Matera. Wilson towards SUMIGH. Couldn't take the mark. Bayes sees it over the line. Just under 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Tunbridge, Wilson did some of the ruck work then. Here's Doolan trying to spin out of a tackle, and eventually the ball taken over the line by Neil Brunton.
David Stripper on screen.
Yep.
Sandy, let's hope he's all right.
So he went down for attention, so it's good to see him back on the bench. Harding had front spot on that occasion. Clappe trying to use the body. Oh, Kelly through without it. He may get another chance, Paul Kelly. This time goes to ground.
I'm impressed with Kelly.
The advantage, I thought, was going to be paid for a moment. It goes back. Virtually no one on the mark, so Kelly drifts it towards half forward, and the mark taken by Lewis. Well, the left footer goes long and low in towards Minton, Connell and Nettlebeck. This time the Eagles in front.
What a frustrating thing for fellows further up the ground for the Sydney Swans, because both forwards behind when that ball came down.
Mitchell, White and Hart combined to take it out to the outer side. Tunbridge, the big man, trapped it well. He's going to run out of room, I fear, in the end. And we'll have a throw in.
Terrific by Tunbridge.
Wait for the throw in. Rose gets it down. Lawson is at left half forward and in trouble. So is JAKOVICH. Angove left without it. Matera, high kick towards the wing. Brunton in front. Bounce favours Wilson, the last man in the queue. And now Turley. Might be too clever by half. This is Brunton. Mooney comes away. Untidy hand pass though. Slapped away by Kemp. Mitchell got it across to Thripp, who's in trouble. Rides one bump. Did very nicely. Higgins in motion. Over the top it comes. This is Angove about 60 metres out. Gives it away. Good pressure by Hart. Forced the error. JAKOVICH to MAINWARING. It's charged down. MAINWARING goes back after it. He's at half back. JAKOVICH has it now. In trouble. Hart's got it. Looks one way, then kicks the other. Very high to the outer side. Brunton and Turley. Great mark, Turley. Craig Turley gradually finding form this season. The defensive side of right centre wing down towards half forward. Hines is the target. Over his head. Waiting behind Mooney. This is Doolan. Doolan towards half forward. Ill directed though. JAKOVICH goes up and takes the mark for the West Coast Eagles.
Glenn JAKOVICH. Waters. Kemp. And at this stage, we welcome viewers in the eastern states with the news from the Subiaco ground that Sydney lead the Eagles 3-2 to 2-1. The entire West Coast Eagles score has been kicked by Peter Matera. Sydney's goals have come through Simon Minton-Connell, Barry Mitchell and Darren Holmes. But after the Eagles got the first one in the first 30 seconds, Sydney has dominated this game. And the Eagles having great trouble getting past half forward. This is Leon Higgins. It's an overcast day in Perth, going for a top temperature of around the 18-degree mark. JAKOVICH, Clappe now. Back towards JAKOVICH once more. The big man lopes away on the outer wing. Kicks to half. Oh, what a mark! Andrew Dunkley. What a boomer. Oh, golly. Dunkley kicks back to the middle. Rose pushed into the ball and marked it well. Kelly sweeps it wide. Sydney making plenty of use of the football. This is Higgins who want to get round onto that left foot. Eventually does. Floats it high into a vacant square. Can Mitchell White get back? He can. Right on the boundary. So it's White defending stoutly. Going to the half-back line. JAKOVICH the target. Couldn't take it. Waters is also there. But the boundary line beats them both. And so a throw-in. For those viewers who may have just joined us, the Subiaco ground has been top-dressed in what looks to be almost beach sand. And, not a very pretty sight, and most unusual for this ground. Lewis's kick partly smothered by Waters. Kicks over half back towards the centre. Lamb could have tried to hammer it forward, but didn't. Clappe beaten for it by Paul Kelly, showed more determination. Kelly's hand pass off to Mitchell. An attempted soccer off the ground will go back towards Kelly. Second attempt he has it, claimed by Kemp. Ball spills free. Back towards Lamb and Thripp. It's not a pretty game at the moment. Lewis into the open space as he goes. Mitchell, well, it's like a cake of soap. Eventually he picks it up and dawdles it out to Leon Higgins.
Higgins about 70 metres from goal. They're getting the numbers though, Sydney. They're running very hard. They're looking good. West Coast Eagles constantly under pressure. Higgins squares the ball. Mitchell, who's been busy. Probing kick. Tunbridge on a lead. He's marked about 40 metres from goal.
It was a good kick by Barry Mitchell and a good lead by Tunbridge to get back down there. Number one, he used a lot of common sense. And then he set up a good option. That is a good pass and a good lead from the big fellow.
Well, back in round two, the Swans won by a couple of points of the SCG against the West Coast Eagles, and this man was the architect. Can he stretch the lead here? A former West Australian, he misses to the left-hand side. 3-3 plays 2-1.
Weren't sure in his run-up. Stuttered a couple of times. Wasn't a fluent run-up.
Mitchell White, one of two pre-draft picks back in 1990. The other was Glenn JAKOVICH. They did well from those. They're two key positions in defence, filled this afternoon by those guys as the ball goes towards the outer side, and a very good mark is held by Angove. Had trouble with Matera early. He's fought back. He's doing okay. Towards the pocket. Nettelbeck comes on the lead. White will need to go. Got a fist on it. Gets it out of bounds. It'll be thrown in the left full forward pocket. Gary Buckenara knows this ground exceedingly well. Second home for him. Thrown in left full forward. Holmes goes up, gets it down. Doolan, almost worth a kick, although well directed. White to Mainwaring. Mainwaring possibly the Eagles' best. To the outer side, spectacular Turley. Fantastic mark by Craig Turley. Kicks towards the outer side. Hines has got it. There's the siren. It's quarter time. And a couple of great marks coming late in the quarter. One to Dunkley and one to Turley. But at quarter time, the Swans lead by 8 points. It's 3-3 to 2-1.
Sandy, I can tell you that Mick Malthouse obviously wasn't happy with his players' first quarter. On the other hand, Gary Buckenara was delighted with what the Sydney Swans are doing. Words that were coming out of their huddle was they've still got a long way to go, continue to set the standard, and he wants his players to still be first to the ball as they were in the first quarter. Stroop is okay. Mainwaring is getting his left ankle looked at. That doesn't look too crash hot at the moment.
Thank you, John, as we go back to the centre and the start of the second quarter here at Subi. First quarter belonging to Sydney as Rose goes to ground. Tries to get the ball out, but how well does he try?
Interesting to see Langdon on. He was in that square very, very quickly. Carl Langdon started on interchange, playing on the half-forward flank for Sydney. for the West Coast.
MCINTOSH saw leave the ground too, as Wilson has it just on the defensive side of centre, pulls it round his body. Kelly. He's pretty busy in the first quarter, Paul Kelly. Floats it back towards half forward once more. Ducking into the pack was JAKOVICH. Wilson goes through strongly. Peter Wilson on the right boot. In front of Mainwaring, Kelly, Lamb and Mitchell. The quartet head for it. Two are out of the contest. And finally all are as the ball goes over the line.
Bit of quality in that quartet too.
Yep. Harding and Tunbridge. Harding had front spot. This game just as important for the Eagles as it is for Sydney, who are trying to salvage something from the wreck. The Eagles can't afford to let those top three sides sneak away, Don.
I was just going to say that, Sandy. Very important to get into the top three. At least you got the double chance from there.
Tunbridge and Harding both played with East Fremantle. This is Harding. Kicks it towards the wing. Brunton's in front. Pitches on its end and goes out of bounds on the full. It'll be taken by Brunton out there. Brunton did a very good job in their first meeting of closing Turley down. So far, Turley hasn't been over effective. Brunton from the wing. Goes towards half forward with a kick. JAKOVICH going back. It clears the pack. It runs free behind. Hart will be first back. Or is it Waterman? It's Waterman who runs it towards the boundary line. And it will be thrown in. Sydney 3-3. The Eagles 2-1. The early going of the second term. JAKOVICH and Rose. Falls behind to Hart. Away to Mainwaring. We get a free kick. He was taken around the leg. Chris Mainwaring has been very busy so far. Slow start to the season, but running into form now. From deep in defence towards the wing, Hines is the target. He missed it. Turley on his knees. Intended for Harding. Taken by Holmes. He's on the wing. He goes down towards half forward. Ill-directed. Lewis up one hand. JAKOVICH couldn't control it. This is Higgins. Now JAKOVICH back into the fray. Wilson goes against the flow, off balance. Well done by Kelly. He's a class player. Now Lamb stood up in the tackle, tries to give it to Wilson, who was well shepherded by Harding but couldn't keep it in.
No scorers yet in this second quarter. No addition to the 3-3-2-1 scoreline we had at quarter time. Harding, Doolan at the bottom, tries to shovel it out, and is going to get a free kick for a push. Ben Doolan to send Sydney inside 50. Out comes Nettleback.
Oh, strong mark. Great mark.
Good one grab. He's going to be kicking from just on 50. He's going to go short. Minton Connell the target. With him is Mitchell White. Holding on, going on, said the umpire. Simon Minton Connell will be shooting from 30 metres out and only a slight angle.
Looking to develop some consistency into his game. Nettleback would be a very, very good player. He promises a lot. See there the free kick to Minton Connell, but really that mark by Nettleback, strong one grab.
Minton Connell's drop punt for goal is away to the right. So an opportunity going begging there. They had a chance to stretch that lead. It's now up to 9 points. I wonder if Sydney, Don, were fired up by reports over the last 24 hours regarding a question mark over their future.
Well, you've got to be privy to that type of thing, Sandy, but from my experience, I don't think players really worry about that type of thing. They worry about their own preservation when they get out on the ground, and really, basically, it comes back to pride in your own performance as a professional athlete.
Throw in again. Tunbridge down the front. He was looking for Mitchell, couldn't quite find him. Wilson round his body, back towards centre wing, and Turley. Oh, fine attempt by Turley. Hassled by Brunton all the way. Favourable one for Harding. Oh, Dwayne Lambs. Barry Mitchell, I think, was trying to take his head off and almost succeeded. The Lamb. Out to the leading Hines. Couldn't complete the mark. Lewis through but without it. Dunkley there also. Dunkley shovels it forward. Langdon runs into his own man in Harding, who now goes in to get the football. Waterman over the centre towards half forward, towards PEOS. Hines was there too. PEOS playing his 50th game. Takes the mark. He'd like a big one today. SUMIGH out on the lead. Couldn't take the mark. The hurried kick is by Brunton, but the whistle has sounded.
Well, really, that's going to go against Lawson, maybe holding or in the back, but Lawson was really cannoned into by Evans, who was laying the shepherd. Interesting to see if we can get it on replay. The actual free kick to Evans.
I think the umpire put the whistle up initially for interference on SUMIGH and then was very quick to pay the next one.
So Tony Evans. This to make the margin just 3 points. So the left foot drop punt. Going to be close. And he's got it. Evans gets his first. And a much needed one for the Eagles. They trailed by 3 points. Sydney at 3-4. The Eagles 3-1.
Been impressive, Evans. Here's the free kick coming. You see there, it was around the neck. It was just too high. It was by Lawson. But Evans went in to lay that shepherd. Been very, very impressive, Evans. Up in that forward pocket. I'd like to see how he'd go further up the ground, maybe around the ball sometime.
Tight game. The Swans lead by 3 points. Harding uncontested. Langdon quick hands away to Lamb, who boots it down inside the 50. Dunkley, who took a spectacular mark in the first term, rides a bump that time, was taken high off the ball and should get a free and will.
Gee, he was lucky there, wasn't he? It's like a bullet out of a gun. Evans.
Here's Dunkley towards the outer side wing. Rose is in front. JAKOVICH reaches over the top and thumps it away. Rose comes back, does well. Mitchell dragged down, and he'll get a free kick. He was taken high. Barry Mitchell, as always, in the thick of it, averaging over 30 possessions a game. Well, he's told he played on. News to him. Lewis can't control it and soccers it back towards Mitchell. It's out of bounds. Nondescript football there. He saw it all. So a throw in. Just forward of left centre wing for the West Coast Eagles. Second term at Subiaco Oval. Tunbridge and Harding, one down by the former. Off the ground by Mitchell, down towards half forward. Picked up by Hart, slung by Lawson, who has the presence of mind to go back and get the ball. Rose knocked on by Lewis. Now an opportunity for Doolan. Doolan forward of the centre. Ango forced to kick with his left foot. Not bad either. Down towards Minton Connell. Bounced off his chest. He recovers pretty well. He's 40 metres out from goal. Snaps it down towards full forward. All Eagles there. Taken by Hart. Chips it across his body. He knew he had players out there, but he wasn't too sure exactly where they were. JAKOVICH does nicely. Beautiful hand pass to Waters. And he releases Wilson. So Wilson storming around the outer side. Peter Wilson, full-chested, probing kick inside the 50. Thripp did well because SUMIGH was coming up behind him.
Thripp quickly onto Bayes. Away from Langdon eventually. Mooney. And he just goes short, finding Damien Ango on the half-back flank. Plays on. Kicks up towards centre wing over the head of Hart. Clever tap to Lawson. That came from Holmes. Had a good first quarter. Now this is Higgins. Penetrating kick up towards Minton Connell. He's done it again.
A miraculous mark. It was a good kick by Higgins because he really did sum up the situation and realised he had to go long because that's where Minton Connell was going, out to the left. But that was a good mark under the situation and also an excellent kick by Higgins. Let's hope he does better, Minton Connell, in kicking for goal on this occasion.
Kick one in the first quarter. 25 metres out. I think he's made no mistake. 2 to Simon Minton Connell. And Sydney at the moment showing the way. 4-4 plays 3-1.
Good passage of play. Evans getting Lewison getting involved here with a quick handball. Holmes initiated it, but an excellent kick by Higgins playing on that half-back line. He's picking up Chris Mitchell, Leon Higgins. It's good to see half-backers running down the ground, putting the pressure on the half-forwards.
The Swans lead by 9 points. Tunbridge gets it down. Roddy's going pretty solidly, and the ball up. So Simon Minton-Connell has 2 goals for the afternoon, 29 on the season, playing only his 9th game. His best performances: 8 against Adelaide back in round 15 just a couple of weeks ago, and 7 against Hawthorn in round 10. So a valuable acquisition. This is Hart coming away. Down towards half forward. PEOS storming up the ground. Putting a hand to it was Hines. PEOS quick hands away to Langdon, who kicks inside the 50. Lewis knocks it straight to Bayes, who couldn't control it. In trouble down there, McGovern. On top of him, Evans.
Could have been given the free kick, McGovern.
So a bounce about 30 metres out from the Eagles' attacking goal.
He's been impressive, McGovern, this year, playing up around midfield or ruck roving. He's got the job in the back pocket today, and he'd be keen to impress back in his home state.
The home team lacking a spark at the present time. Waters looking to provide it, couldn't control it. McGovern took a long time. No free kick. Langdon shovels it out. Hurried kick from Waters. In front, Bayes. SUMIGH so far hasn't had a kick. Bayes wishes he hadn't had that one. It goes straight to Matera, who goes at his third, and he gets it. Peter Matera's kicked 3 of the 4 goals for the West Coast Eagles, and that was a terrific goal. It was a long kick under pressure, and there's 3 points the difference.
Well, you could say Bayes would like to have this kick again. That's an understatement. It was a shocking kick off the boot by Bayes. Watch this. I don't know what he was trying to do there. It turned off the side, trying to get it across to Rose. I think that was his target, but it dropped short, and Matera really did make him pay.
So the Eagles again close the gap. Sydney leads by just 3 points from the middle. Doolan could be first to it, and he soccers off the ground wide towards the outer wing boundary line, where Wilson sees it drift over. Again the throw-in. Again won by Hardy. Waters and Doolan both go to ground. Wilson goes in strongly over the top, gets the hand pass on towards Lamb and Lewis, but they're going to be beaten once more. Goes back towards Big Tunbridge, shoveled out the back door to JAKOVICH. He's under pressure, pushed further forward to Harding. Good hassling by Sydney. Eventually the kick by Brunton goes over the head of Mainwaring, who'll leave it for Waterman. Short little chip to Waters. Well, they're mucking around on the outer side. Now Hines, he's running out of room. Back to Lewis. Can he create some room? Lewis still. Poor kick. Straight to Andrew Duncan.
And Sydney got a problem. McGovern's going off the ground. Sandy's got a twisted ankle. Lawson's gone down in the back pocket on Evans, so they're 1 short at the moment. But Strooper is going to come back onto the ground. We saw him. Obviously, he's recovered after that bad knock.
Rose, Mitchell, Lewis, and also Brunton combining to get Sydney up towards the half-forward line once again. And Mainwaring sneaks away from Nettlebeck. Or does he? Clappe trying to do the shepherding. They looked as though they were doing a dance routine in the background. Socket towards the middle. Turley wanting someone going past, finds Waterman. Now SUMIGH has had the flu. He's by no means 100% fit, and Jamie Lawson just puts up the one hand in front and says, "Thank you very much."
Like Roy Kazali.
I missed him. He was before my time, but it was a good mark. Here's Kelly. On the outer side, over centre wing he goes. Or Nettlebeck could have given a shove on Clappe, but play goes on. Hart chips it back towards centre wing. Doolan comes over the top and spoils Wilson. This time the free kick has been picked up. It's going the way of Sydney. Barry Mitchell at the bottom asking the question. Teammate Paul Kelly gives him the footy. And Mitchell goes towards half forward. As Don said, Strooper back out on the ground. Here's Matera. He's exciting to watch once he gets going. So too is this man, Mainwaring. Langdon over the centre. They could start something here. Inside to Evans. Hines leaves it, and the crowd comes to life as Peter SUMIGH comes to life.
Sounds like a drone of bees out there, Sandy, or is that the bugler or buglers? As SUMIGH takes that mark, and Sandy said the crowd comes alive as soon as this man gets the ball. Another change being made by the Sydney bench. Coming on is a youngster number 55, Darren Cresswell from Hobart. Lewis is coming off. Yes, Lewis hasn't played well.
SUMIGH has kicked 282 goals in his career, and he won't add to that tally. MCINTOSH warming up on the boundary line as well, just going for a jog. Don't know whether he was injured in that first quarter, but the margin is now 2 points. It'll be Mark Bayes to bring it back into play.
Bayes, very high kick, virtually straight down the middle. Harding was up, shepherding off the ball. And Angove is going to get a free kick. Well, not sure about that. Or was it Doolan? Doolan got the free. He boots it towards half forward, ill-directed, and Wilson's in the road. Lewis wants it. Now Wilson is told he played on. Gee, they're quick on that today. Waters down towards half forward once more, this time for the Eagles. PEOS comes over the top, almost the mark, rakes it in on the ground. Brunton does very well, crashing in his Kelly. Kelly's a terrific player. Close to the boundary line, the kick not particularly good. It comes to Harding, forward of the wing. He pumps it back in. Dunkley goes back and takes the mark.
He doesn't deviate off the straight line, Dunkley.
No.
A real goer.
Angove, despite the fact Matera's kicked 3 goals, he hasn't played too badly. Hasn't made too many blues. There goes the kick into midfield. Fisted on by Tunbridge. Waiting behind, it's Wilson. Measures the hand pass. Waters has it on the wing. Confronted by Higgins. Chips it out to Lewis. Lewis just forward of the wing. Across the ground he goes. Hines on the lead. And Dunkley makes him earn it. Hines wants to go and does. Little chip pass for SUMIGH. He's marked closer to goal this time. Just over 10 minutes remaining till half time. And a chance for Peter SUMIGH to post his first. He's been battling the flu this week, Peter SUMIGH. There was a doubt yesterday he'd be fit enough to take his place in the team.
Hasn't got a good conversion rate, SUMIGH, coming into this game. 36 goals, 24 points.
Taking plenty of time. Kicks from about 40. Prods at goalward, and it's home.
Well, he's converted that one. That's his 37th of the season. 5 goals, 2 last week, SUMIGH. They chipped the ball around, didn't they, on that occasion? Hines putting it short because there's no one between SUMIGH and Hines, really, and SUMIGH could lead into that hole, proverbial hole.
And so the Eagles hit the front for the first time since early in the first quarter. Hammered away by Holmes, back towards Kelly in the centre. Mooney goes over the top to Doolan. Ben Doolan sending Sydney in towards Lawson. It bounces off his chest, but he's very quick to recover. Dodging one way, then coming back at the other, and it's got him into trouble. Because Harding takes it, gives it to Mainwaring, who's managed to get that other boot and sock back on his foot, and he finds Hines. SUMIGH on the lead. Good spoil by Bayes. Chance for Evans to Langdon. Carl Langdon steadies. The left foot drop punt is high. He drifts it way across the face of goal and just sneaks it in from the behind.
They've lifted the tempo of the West Coast. Now we're starting to have a bit of a game on our hands. It's very lackadaisical in the first part of the game. Langdon started on the bench too. Interesting, PEOS and Langdon on the bench.
I'm going to get you to spell that one day on air. To half back, Lewis. Tunbridge. Angove. High kick over the centre. Struble at the back. So too is Wilson. Wilson should tidy up. Shows his opposition a bit of the footy. It kicks round his body. He's going to be close to the boundary line. Kelly gets hands to it, and then it goes over the line. So the Sydney bench, including Dale Lewis, is having a spell on centre wing. Harding and Tunbridge. Mitchell again. Creswell just come onto the ground, perhaps a little nervous. He's given away a free kick.
Solid looking youngster, Creswell, North Hobart.
Here's Mainwaring. Left half back down towards left half forward. Langdon in front, knocked away by Mooney, taken by Waters, lays it off nicely. Turley Matera once more. Can he get his fourth? Just outside the 50. Plays for a relayed free kick. He hasn't missed by much. He's gone through for a behind. He was looking for something. He took a dive having kicked the ball, Peter Matera. The umpire had none of it. And it's 6 points the difference. Terry Thripp to bring it back in. Just over 7 minutes till half time. Thripp, not a good kick. Straight to Mainwaring, surrounded by 3 Swans. Chris Mainwaring, he and Matera outstanding in his first half.
Well, look at this.
Harding's got it inside the 50.
Chris Lewis coming off. Kemp coming back on.
So Chris Lewis runs off the ground. Dean Kemp, the star this season, comes on. Unusual interchange, that one. I venture to say it hasn't happened before. Harding kicks it very high. SUMIGH interfered with Shawley and must get the free kick. That was terrible defence by Tunbridge. SUMIGH got in front of him and Tunbridge virtually gave up on it.
The hand over, the left hand over the shoulder initially. Tunbridge has got to put himself in front in those situations. He's the big man. Leek Bay's come over the back.
Well, that's got the bugles going. A Tuckett rings around the ground.
A Tuckett?
I want you to look that up. Here's SUMIGH. 10 metres out. Kicking it his second. He's got it. The Eagles are 6-4. Sydney are 4-4. You're speechless.
Yeah, I am. I'm still getting over Tuckett, and those bees in the background or model aeroplanes are not helping the situation either. But there is SUMIGH.
Don't get lackadaisical, whatever you do.
Two to Peter SUMIGH, and the Eagles extend their lead. 6-4, plays 4-4 with just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. And Doolan at the bottom with Carl Langdon.
They both went it that hard, didn't they? Langdon and Doolan. Only eyes for the ball. Great to see.
Tunbridge. Creswell's kick partly smothered. Rose couldn't get through effectively. Matera gets a short one, but straight to Kelly. Probably held on to it for a fraction too long. This opened the door for JAKOVICH. Wide towards PEOS. Bounces off his knee. Kemp, who's just come back out onto the ground, is claimed, but he's got support. Hard at the bottom. Gets it over the top, but it's ill-directed. Now, there's plenty of Sydney Swans players here. Perhaps they can start something. Mitchell in towards half-forward. Mitten Connell first to the ball, but forced to defend. Hart back over the centre once again. Some untidy football going on at the moment as the mark is taken by Brunton. To half-forward. Matera couldn't get a touch to it. Strooper, good to see him back after that nasty knock he got early in the first quarter. Matera, away he goes. Now he might do something special here. He started on centre wing. Could almost get a free down the ground. PEOS celebrating his 50th goals. And go and thank Matera. And that's what they're all doing. Players coming from everywhere. Well, that's more like the Eagles we know, Donald.
Well, it was a great passage of play, but also Matera started it, initiated it. But also the guy up in the pocket here. Watch this play. Matera gets the ball away. And that was Evans who punched it down. He realised he was behind. Desperate play. And a terrific passage of play by the Eagles.
Well, the Swans led by 8 points at quarter time, but the Eagles now getting their act together. Waters gives it across to Mainwaring cleverly. He was off balance and got it to Langdon, who's made a difference. Goes looking for Hines. Thripp behind him. Oh, strong mark in front. Terrific mark.
One grabber.
Hines, a top game against South Australia on Tuesday. Very good mark. He's kicked 16 goals this season. Starting the day, second best is SUMIGH. He's been passed by Matera. Not SUMIGH, but Hines. This for his first. He kicks from 40 metres out. Gives it plenty of air. It's a goal. the Eagles have come alive. They lead by 4 goals.
His first 2 goals last week. David Hines, as Dennis just mentioned, he was the 2nd highest goal kicker here for the West Coast coming into the game, but it's interesting, good battle between he and Matera. A much improved player as well. It's good to see a player work on his fitness, and he's done that over pre-season. Hines.
Fitzroy won. Who won it? All of a sudden, the Eagles opening up a gap here as Tunbridge tries to get out of the middle to Kelly. Further field to Mooney. Spills free Harding. Couldn't take it. The big man goes in again. And finally, the whistle sounds as Creswell's at the bottom of the pack. He believed trying to get it out. The umpire said no. Hart kicks towards the half-forward line. Matera. Well, he has been a clear-cut winner. Waters. They have to go back to Matera. He's got the free kick. Can go straight on with it if he wants to. But now Angove goes back on the mark. Matera's kick is going to drop short. And it's taken by Brunton.
Just didn't go far enough. He was signalling to SUMIGH to go to the position in which he did do, but he just couldn't make the ball carry.
Rose could have got in the back. The umpire said no. Lamb, advantage paid. Lamb swings it in towards Harding, and the big man takes it in the centre. Hines offers him a lead out to half forward. He's just taken 1 good grab. PEOS lost it. Tunbridge throws it out the back door, but straight to Hines. He's claimed. Evans applies the tackle. The ball is held in. And so a bounce just inside 50 for the Eagles.
Tunbridge thumps it away. Mainwaring. Plenty of time. Concedes some ground. Goes back to Waterman. Forward of the wing, Chris Waterman. Tunbridge in best position. No, in fact, in front. It must be a free kick, surely to Brunton. Nothing doing. He goes after it. In there is Kelly. Evans knocks it out. Brunton comes back. Justice seemed to be done. He got it to Mitchell. He got Kemp off his feet and boots it out towards the wing. There's Waterman again. As always, resolute back there to JAKOVICH. He'll go in short. Lamb can run. He's got the ball down towards right half forward for Kemp and or PEOS. Clears Kemp, marked by PEOS on the 50. Well, it's all being played in one half at the present time. The Eagles doing all the attacking now after a spirited start to this game by the Swans. Paul PEOS, his 50th game this afternoon.
Dale Lewis about to come on. Rose has injured his ankle.
PEOS gets under this one. It's bending back. It's a very good effort. It hit the post about 2/3 of the way up. That was a big kick.
That's a loss, actually. Rose going off because he can play both ends of the ground. He's impressed me, this former Western Australian. Let's hope he's all right. Lewis coming back on, who really hasn't contributed today.
8-5 plays 4-4. Bays, lovely kick back into play. Harding, the first big man to recover. PEOS got a hand to it, so too did Langdon. Neither able to get it out. And so we'll have a bounce. Time ticking down for the first half to be completed here at Subiaco. Harding again wins it. Mitchell couldn't take it, neither Kemp. Doolan. Quick kick over the centre. Wilson started behind but got in front of Lewis and took the mark. You needn't worry about his kick because it's half time here at Subiaco. West Coast Eagles leading 8-5 to 4-4. In fact, that second quarter, once they got going, was all the West Coast Eagles. They added 6 goals for and restricted Sydney to just 1 goal 1. For the Eagles, Peter SUMIGH came into it with a couple of goals. As Dennis said, he has been suffering from the flu and is still not 100%. Peter Matera playing a marvellous game. He's booted 3 goals. So the tables have been turned from one quarter to the other. And at half-time, the Eagles 8-5, 53, leading Sydney 4-4, 28.